So this is how I screwed the cabinets into the wall. I started off on this one and put it flush against the wall and just put some shims under it so it's flat on the back. And then since most of the walls are not going to be straight, so it starts like forming in. So I had to put shims back here. So when it goes up, look at all these shims. It tilts back, but then it can't tilt all the way back or else it won't be level here. And then over here, the wall just completely goes that way. So I clamp them together. If you can't use a piece of wood, if you really care about these trim pieces, because these clamps can leave a dent in them. So use a piece of wood in between. Help not leave a mark so much. So yeah, look at this gap. So get a big old shims on here. But that's just to make it flush in the front, you know. And of course, put your shims down there. So I still got a shim and then screw into the wall. So you screw them in the wall from that top. You can see I missed a stud there, but from the top and the bottom. Some trim screws. I'm using 2.5 now. I had to go get 2.5 because how far it's getting away from the wall. I had 1.5. I had 2. Damn, I had 2 inches and it wasn't reaching. Story of my life. But yeah, that's what those little back pieces are for. Where's this cabinet? That's what this is for. You screw it from this wood and this one. So yeah, that's a tip right there. Screwing it in the wall. Then this would look good in the kitchen, wouldn't it? This just would look amazing in the kitchen right now. But this is my garage, and I still have to paint them, and it's not gonna look out. It's not gonna look good the way I painted it. I just roll it because spraying them is so hard. You're supposed to spray them, but I ain't got time for all that. So here I got all the bottom cabinets are installed and screwed into the wall. So you can see here, it starts off flush over there. And then slowly the wall becomes not so straight. And yeah, I have to throw shims back here. And then I screw in. Also I have the sink on just to test for the water's leaking. Oh, I have a hose running into it. Yeah, you screw in from up there, down there. You can see I missed a stud on that one. Yeah, down there. And throw some shims underneath it. Make it all level, make it all flush here. Except on this one I did mess up because I cut this one shorter than it needed to be, but it'll survive for my garage. If you wanted to, I guess you could just leave it like this with just plywood. Doesn't look too bad. If I'm honest with you, doesn't look too bad. But I'm gonna find a countertop just because, I mean, if I could find one for like $100, I might as well just throw it on there. You know? But for now, this looks pretty cool. Here are the cabinets. They have been taped off and primed here with some shellac primer. You can see I did all of them. Just the sides that are going to be exposed. No need to paint the whole cabinet. There's the primer that I used. And this paint is not the one I actually used. I used a Dorian trim paint. But any paint will work if it's for your garage. If it's not, I do some more research on what paint to choose. And here's my dog. Very cute. Wow. And here's the countertop that I bought. I'm going to be cutting this down with my circular saw with a diamond blade or whatever kind of blade is on there. An angle grinder with also a stone cutting blade. Yeah, I found one. I'll put it on. You see I already cut off the right side of the countertop. If you're looking at it from the front, I use this blade here. I think I got it from Home Depot. And then there's the other piece that I cut off of it. I drew the lines here of where my sink's going to be put. So I just need to cut off that square in there. And to do it, I'm going to start with the angle grinder with that blade on there. Sort of get a groove in there. And then I'm going to come in with my circular saw and do the rest of it. And make sure you use water because there's going to be a lot of dust And you don't want to breathe that dust, because then you'll die. And you don't want to die. Unless you do. So I cut most of it out right here. I try and hammer it, but I end up flipping it over and cutting the other side too, up to the corners. And then I hammer it, and it breaks off, and I just clean it up from there. So I'll get you one of these circular diamond cutting, stone cutting bits for your drill. And a little tip is when you're cutting the circular hole, just lean in with one edge first, going slowly at speed, and then just dig it in there, and then put the whole thing in there. Because if not, sometimes it's hard and it moves around. So yeah, put one edge first, and it works pretty well from there. And just go straight down once you start creating that groove, and make sure you use a vacuum. Now here's the counter with it glued down. I put just some slight little globs of construction adhesive under it and clamp it so it doesn't move. I use those clamps over there just to set the spacing for when I put the glue down on it so it doesn't move too far. You can see on the back I created a little gap because just to even it out, because it moves so much, if you know what I mean. And then I'm gonna put just like a 2x4 backsplash to cover up that gap. And here's that hole to the drain. There's that P-trap for the sink. And the sink fit in there perfectly, which is good because I measured like a 1/4 inch over just for a little bit of play, so I can move the sink around in there. And yeah, there it is, pretty much done painted. I just need to put faces on these and put them on. And then the next step is just doors and drawers. Thanks, guys.